All praise to the Most High, Yehovah Yehoshua. This is YYBY. Yo, before I get to the point, I want to say something with BITWIG. This DAW is a beautiful DAW, man. Do not change. Don't go aggressively changing things. Like some DAWs, for example, like don't change the knobs to pan knobs, like left and right, them sliders and all that. Now keep the turn knobs. Always keep these turn knobs. This is tough. The pan left and right turn knob. I hate DAWs who have knobs where the pans and these knobs are the slide left and right. These feel more better when you have a MIDI drum machine, a MIDI keyboard or something like that, and you turn the knobs with this. Because when you use BITWIG, it turn real. It feel good when you turn these knobs, man. Like they be precise on the values when you turn and everything. So let y'all know, like, keep that. Do not change it. But it's a few things I want BITWIG to add to the DAW, man, to take it to the top. And if anybody out there got anything that they can think of, let me know. All right, 1. We need a larger screen, a larger view for the multiband 3. And what I mean is this. For example, when you go to the EQ, right? EQ5 or the EQ plus. When you go to EQ, you open this up like that. That bigger view like that. That's nice. When you use the multiband 3, I say this part right here should be larger like this. I think that'd be great, so you can see more frequencies of the bands. When you only got the left, the mid, and the high, but it'll be great if you could see this in a larger scale, like how you could see this in a larger scale. All right, number 2, metadata. Yes, we have metadata. Yes, we have it in the DAW, but the thing is that we don't. Let me see if I can get this out the way. Why this gotta be down in the corner? Give me a second, y'all. Click right here. All right, this information right here. This is great. Title, artist, original, all this is great. But it's one thing missing. It should be embedded in the music when you export it out. This is like your bootleg of copyright of your music. When you give it to people, they know who produced it, everything. And then at the bottom right here, they should have where you can put a high resolution image. You can drop in here. So this is the image that you see on the MP3 when you export it out as an MP3. And that's the metadata that we want when we export the music out. So when you give your product to people, when you give your sound design to people and they play it from their phones, they download it from the internet, they see all this information embedded in their MP3s. That would be great. All right. To add on top of this metadata, we should have export MP3. Come on now. Let's BITWIG been out for a couple years. MP3 is so common. What y'all trying to wait for them to come out with MP4 or 5? Listen, this is the internet. When you put things on the internet, 9 times out of 10 it have to be MP3s. Certain sites use WAV files because WAV files are larger. But we still need the MP3s to send through email. So we need that. Yeah, you could use an outside DAW and convert it and stuff like that. But it'd be much faster and smoother when you got the metadata right here, the information, and you can export out as MP3. That'll kill it. All right. Number 4, what we should do, we should have images on the devices. When you go to the devices, even though I like the little logos that we have on each device, when you go to like the EQs, you go to the plugins, it got like the little icons right here. They cool. But I love to see the images of the plugins, especially in BITWIG plugins. I love to see the images of everything from just all of them, man. Come on. I'm sure that's not hard to put that in there now. Really? Let's get some images for the plugins. It's easy to identify what you're seeing instead of just looking for words. That helps people who have thousands of plugins, man. They have hundreds of plugins and half of them they don't use, but at least when they scroll down, it's easy for them to identify. Even though in BITWIG we have the menu option that's on a whole nother level, will help you find everything that you need. But it still be great to see. You can move a little faster. When you see the icon, the images of the plugins, that'd be dope. All right, number 5, we need more color options. This right here, I love it. I love the way the shades of the colors look on the waves. I love how the wave look. The graphics of the wave look nice, man. Nice. Y'all put your time into it. The whole DAW, y'all put your time into it. When y'all increase the GUI scaling, everything is amazing since version 1. Because I've been dealing with BITWIG since version 1. I had the first version. I had every version. I had BITWIG when people didn't know what the hell I was talking about. I was like, yo, check this DAW out. They was like, what is that? We use FL Studio. We use Pro Tools. I say, all right, cool. Y'all will be over here eventually. But we need more colors. Let's add some more colors right here. More shades or something. Or maybe an option where you keep it like this and you right click and then they have more shades of orange. You go to yellow, you right click, more shades of yellow, right click, more shades of green, or something like that. But just give us more colors or more shades. That'd be nice. Also, it'd be dope that if BITWIG support ARA Melodyne. Matter of fact, better yet, create your own pitch correction that can go on more depth of correcting pitches and everything. That's embedded inside BITWIG. And the reason why I say that is because at least I know that when you get this plugin and you drop it right here, it stays right here. See, I like plugins. One thing I like about BITWIG, that the plugins sit right here, unless you're using third parties. This third party be on the screen, being in your face right here in the way. But at least now they got an update on BITWIG where when you have the third party sitting right here, you still can touch and change everything else, the knobs and buttons and everything. So that was a big plus. But give us ARA Melodyne, or I love more if y'all have your own integrated pitch correction that you can do when you click on the wave. It's embedded in, instead of using Melodyne and you got to record the vocals in. And a lot of the times the vocals don't sync with, Melodyne don't sync with the vocals on the track or something like that. It's different. It's a faster process when it's embedded. 7, add a bigger bar on the slider. What I mean by that, when you go to the mixer, right? The mixer is great. I love the mixer. The mixer is great. But I want y'all to be greater, man, than most DAWs. See this right here? I like this. This is not a problem with me because, one, when I click right here, I could see the meters, the huge meters. I love a DAW that shows huge meters when I need them, like this. So this is dope in BITWIG. But this part right here, put like a nice bigger bar that go across just on this piece right here. So when you moving this up, it's easy to grab sometimes, even though it's kind of easy to grab now, but it'll give it more life, or make this look more 3D or graphical, just this little part. But don't go over the board with it, but just kind of like give it like an extra little, little soul to it, like how you got these knobs looking like that, but keep it the same vibe, the same energy, the way it read the meters and everything. If you do change this, just add like a little extra bar right here. So when you do decide to, let me see if I can lift this up. Can I lift this up? Hold on. I thought I could stretch this. Let me see. Can I? I don't think I can. Okay, I know they have the meter right here in the volume, but yeah, just perfect that a little bit more. That'll be nice, man. Number 8, distortion plugins. Most DAWs don't have distortion plugins. You have to buy your own stock distortion plugins. I'm more into stock plugins more than using third party. I try to get away from the third party much as I can because they have function problems and CPU intensive and more bug problems when you updating the DAW. But anyway, like I say, it's still a lot of third party plugins that's great. But like I say, I still like the way BITWIG design they stuff sit right here. I like that. I like how it sit right here. And besides, when you're using BITWIG stuff, they plugins and they instruments, it's special features with them that third party plugins can't do. So that's a plus. So give us some distortion plugins that clean up stuff like a denoiser or dehisser. The gate is cool. The gate is great. The gate only do so much. Give us a plugin that can take reverb off of a sample. It's a company called what's the company called? I forgot the name of this company. They got plugins. They have a plugin where it take the reverb. You can get a plugin. You can get a sample with a reverb, information on there, and that plugin could take that reverb off because that was impossible before. All right. Number 10. Where I'm at? Hold up. Oh yeah. Oh, number 9. We need more color options for the theme. So what I mean by that is when you go settings and you go to, give us some more themes, more colors, more designs where, keep it. I still want it to look dope, but this part right here, give us some more settings, where we can change certain things. So, go on more detail of what we want to look, what way, the thing. Because sometimes you like a dark theme when you in your mode of mixing. Sometimes you like a brighter theme or some type of theme when you're in your mode of creating. Everybody got their different vibes and feelings when it comes to that. So, give us some more themes, even if it's 3 themes, just 3 hardcore themes, or at least we can tweak more options. We can tweak and change the colors of our own theme. That'll be great. And also, number 10, what did I say? Oh yes, number 10. I said remember bounce, but I'm trying to remember what the hell I'm talking about when I say remember bounce. What was it? It was something. Oh yeah. MIDI bounce. Check this out. So, for example, say this is my MIDI track, right? And let's say this is my, cut it shorten up a little bit. Say this is my MIDI. So now the MIDI track is taking, the VSC instrument is taking CPU power. So normally what we do, we go to bounce. We'll go to this part and we'll press bounce in place or bounce. Me, I use bounce because I like to go back, or maybe most of the time I have to go back and change something. So if I do use bounce in place, right, it turns into a wave, right? So now I wanted to remember my bounce. And what I mean by that, let's say I turn into a wave and then I copy the waves down, you know, and I copy another one down, building my song or whatever, how I do it. And then I'm like, you know what? I want to go back and change something. So now I can go back, even though, you know, once you bounce it, you know, it frees the track. But once I unbounce it, when it go back to MIDI, this is MIDI, this is MIDI, this is MIDI, and this is MIDI. It remember what I created. So when I go back and bounce it again, it changed all these back to wave. The reason why, I see a lot of the times I don't bounce tracks. I really don't bounce tracks because I'm always tweaking something. I'm always going back, changing something. I'm in the vibe, I'm in the mode, and I might hear something. I'll be like, you know what? Let me take that note out, or make that note longer or shorter, or bring it up some to a higher octave. And I got to bounce. So, cause that's why I normally bounce. That's why I normally bounce like this. I go to bounce and I bounce the whole track to another track, and I get my instrument track and I press deactivate. And when it deactivate, it disappears. But normally what I do when it disappears is that I create a track like this, and I name it, where is that? I name it, what do I name it? Freeze tracks. I name it freeze tracks, right? And this freeze track, I change the color to regular dull, and I deactivate that, right? So now that track is always deactivated. So anytime I grab a track that's like this and I drag it in here, hold on, let me get it right. Trying to remember how I did it. I think I made the freeze track a group. Hold on, let me get it right. Oh yeah, I made the freeze track into a group. Okay, yeah, I named that freeze track. Right, let me take that out. Now I got the freeze track group. So what I do, I deactivate that. And this is frozen. So when I grab the instrument track and I drop it in here, it automatically freezes that instrument, and I could just move it out the way. So if I want to deal with it, I could just go to freeze tracks and just deal with it by itself on the mixer, you know, right here. And I could just grab and drop whatever I want to, and it freeze it automatically. And I have the audio files, but a lot of the times I just like to use the MIDI. I always like to go back and change. So I might want to change my sound. So I try my best to get away from MIDI, but guess what? When you're dealing with VST instruments, especially third party, they are CPU hogs, man, and y'all know that. That's another reason why I try to get away from the third party stuff. And besides, what's better than the grid, man? If you have any questions, if you have any ideas, anything you'd like to know about BITWIG, scream at me. This is YYBY. Peace.